in the course of a lifetime, there are times when we are deceived, when what we thought was happening is not what was happening. Hello, good morning, welcome. We've got a couple people coming in, so we're just going to pause for a second and welcome everybody. So there's a spot right here, and there's a spot right here. Good morning, Irina.
Hi.
Yeah. What's your name?
Gabby.
Gabby, welcome. Nice to meet you too, Gabby.
Sorry for being late.
No problem. Right. Okay, good?
I'll make it work.
Okay. Yeah. So, the word that I wanted to focus on this morning from David White is undeceived. Undeceived means that you were deceived at some point in order to become undeceived. And that sense of being deceived I've had in my life at various times, where what I thought was happening was not what was happening, or the person I thought was a good person was actually not a good person. But there have also been times in my life where I have deceived myself, where I've found like I wanted to do something that I know isn't good for me, but then I create a whole bunch of arguments to justify what I want to do. And so I end up in a way, you've probably done the same thing. Like, even if it's like, how much cake should I eat? Yeah. So we have ways of deceiving ourselves. So I wanted to read you what David White says about undeceived. He says, all paths to freedom and enlightenment in our ancient contemplative traditions work on the dynamic of becoming undeceived, of breaking through illusion and seeing to the heart of things, and most practically seeing to the heart of things by bringing three powerful dynamics together. So he gives us three keys to become undeceived. I'm just going to move this so it's not blocking us seeing each other. We are now no longer deceived by the screen. Okay, so here are the three keys. The three keys are attention, silence, and breath. That when we bring our attention deeply to the moment, when we pay attention to our breath, we come into a place of silence. And we have another friend joining us. Hi, Lana. Good morning. There's a spot right here in the middle. So undeceived, attention, silence, breath. He says we begin the practice of becoming undeceived by paying attention in ever-deepening silence while following the natural rhythm of the breath. So I was thinking about this, what happens for me when I get quiet? And what is it that I need in order to get quiet? So for me, when I become quiet, all of the fluff and the stories and the deceptions that I tell myself, they just kind of settle to the side and I can see through. So the picture I have is of a pond with lots and lots of ripples. And that's kind of my general life. My mind is bzzz, and things are going bzzz. And then when I settle into my breath and things settle, the surface of that pond, the ripples begin to quieten. Thank you. They begin to just smooth out. And then I can see through to the truth, through all of that ajita to the bottom, to the essence. So these keys, attention, breath, silence, help us to see to the heart of the matter. In yoga, we call that Satya. That's a Sanskrit word that means truth. And as David White says, all yogic and spiritual traditions are in pursuit of truth. How is it that we are deceived by ourselves, by people around us, by beliefs, by social norms that move us away from truth? And so how do we get to truth? Here's his suggestion is attention, breath, leading to silence, where all those ripples smooth out and we can see to the heart. Because we always know, don't we? We always know truth deep inside ourselves. So as we do our practice this morning, we're going to kind of play with these three ideas: attention, silence, breath, and see where each of us lands in our practice. So please take a steady, upright seat. Close your eyes. And bring your attention to yourself, to this moment in time, to the right here and right now. Close your eyes, if that's comfortable for you, and settle into the rhythm of your breath. And just start by noticing where you are right now in yourself. If you're in a very ripply, disturbed surface of the pond state of mind, that's okay. Just observe that. If you're already feeling quiet and steady, observe that. And then wherever you find yourself, settle more deeply into awareness of your breath. So watch the breath coming in, watch the breath going out. Watch the breath coming in. Watch the breath going out. One of the beautiful ways that we can work with our breath is to begin to lengthen the exhalation. So as you take a breath in, you can do a silent count in your head like this. Inhaling 1, 2, 3, 4. And then as you exhale, extend that to 6. So you exhale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're increasing the duration of your exhalation. What this does physiologically is it begins to settle the nervous system. And as the nervous system settles, the body begins to settle. The ripples on the pond of your mind begin to settle. And things become maybe just a little bit quieter internally. So take 2 or 3 more breaths with this longer exhalation. We begin our practices here at Sri Yoga with chanting often. And we're going to chant. If you know the words, you're welcome to join in. And if you don't, then just sit and listen to the music and bring your attention to bear on that. Just the sounds, the melody, the voices. Oh to truth. Bow your head. Lifting your head, open your eyes. Then we're going to start on all fours, on hands and knees. So make your way there. And if you want to put a blanket under your knees for padding, you're welcome to do so. Make sure you have enough space if you're in the room with me. If you're on Zoom with me, I know you have enough space. And then settle and spread your fingers wide. Settle your hands as though you were going to go through all the ripples of the pond and into the truth through your hands, down into what really matters for you. And then just staying here, pause and breathe. Reconnect into your breath. Breathing through your nose, Ujjayi breathing if that's available to you and something you like to do. And then begin to move. So you're going to let the breath initiate and then follow the breath. As you bring your next inhale in, lift your head, lift your sit bones. And as you breathe out, press the spine up towards the ceiling. So since this is something we do frequently in yoga, cat-cow, we're going to do it just with a little bit more attention, a little bit more mindfulness, tension and breath, arching and rounding. Letting the breath lead, and we follow with the body. Filling and emptying. Because we're bearing weight in the hands, notice if the weight is sinking more into the wrists. And if it is, press the finger pads down a little bit more actively to spread that weight more fully. Take 2 more breaths. And when you finish the second breath, keep breathing, but come to a neutral back. And keeping your right knee bent, lift the right leg up and out to the side. And then tap the right knee across and back to your left. So the outside of the knee, left knee. And then inhale, lift the right knee back out to the side. And then again back and over behind. And a few more times with your breath. Notice that as you lift up your knee, your hip also wants to lift up. Let's see if you can keep the pelvis level and the hips level. So we're just bringing more attention, more awareness. The next time your knee comes across into the left, leave it there. Bring the toes down even if the knee doesn't come down. And then shift the hips back and forward. So just doing a little bit of movement with the hips, with the breath. In yoga, we often instruct, in Anusara yoga, which is the style of yoga we teach here, we often instruct to pull into the midline being the space between the left and right sides of the body. And by pulling into the midline, we pull into the center. It helps to stabilize us, to balance us, and perhaps to bring us into more steadiness mentally. The next time you come back up out of the rock, stretch the right leg back and up behind you. And again, level the pelvis. So do an internal rotation of the right leg, and then stretch the left arm forward. And extend from the core of your pelvis back through your right leg and forward through your left arm, stretching yourself. Exhale, bring the left hand down, right knee down. And then lift up the left knee up and out to the side. Tap it down into the right. With your breath, inhale, lift up. Exhale, across and down. And then just get into this rhythm, keeping the pelvis level and paying attention. Attention, silence, breath. Two more. And the next time the knee comes across, begin to rock forward and back just a little bit. Just inviting a little bit of mobility, movement in the hips. And at the same time, noticing that connection into the midline between the right thigh and the left thigh. And maybe engaging in with it a little bit more actively. So a little bit of hugging thighs to thighs, thigh to thigh. The next time you come back up, extend the left leg back and up behind you and stretch it. Internally rotate the leg, right arm forward. Belly muscles strong and engaged. Take a deep breath in. When we come into connection with the truth, when we become undeceived, we then want to stretch that awareness out into the rest of our lives. So stretch it out. Exhale, hand down, left knee down. Curl the toes under. Make sure the weight, again, is pressing into the finger pads, not just sitting into the heels of the hands. Downward facing dog. Lift up the knees, the hips, and press back. And then take your time to pedal your feet, left and right. And then just come to stillness in your dog pose. 2 more breaths. Paying attention. Inviting yourself towards stillness. And walk your hands backward to your feet. If the hands don't reach the floor, you can bring them to shins. You can place them on blocks. Keep the legs straight. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, again, lengthen. Exhale and fold. And then inhale, rise all the way up. Reach your arms to the sky, stretch up. Good. Stretch a little higher. Stretch through all the layers of life into truth. Catch your right wrist, side bend to your left. Deep stretch. Inhale, bring yourself back up to center, switch the clasp, side bend the other way. Inhale, back to center. Release the hands. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale and fold and bow in. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Yes. In dog pose, again, pedal your feet. And then coming to stillness with your legs, lift up your right leg in the air behind you. Internally rotate so the pelvis stays level. And breathing and step the right foot forward, lunge. If the foot doesn't get all the way up, give it a hand to bring it up. Get strong and steady in your left leg. Right hand to your right hip. Twist to your right. Stretch the right arm to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Bring both arms up, shoulders up. Right over the hips, arms to the sky. Fire up the muscles in the back leg so the back leg is strong and steady. Go a little bit longer front to back and bend deep into your right knee. As you exhale, twist to your right, open the arms wide. Inhale, untwist. Come back up to center, arms to the sky. Exhale, twist right. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, twist right and hold. Reach your right hand back towards your left thigh, the top of your left thigh. If you don't reach, you can put the hand on the hip. And then take the left arm up and curl yourself back. Deep stretch through the whole left side of the body. Take a deep breath in. Take the left hand down to the floor on your left and again twist to the right. Breathe in. Exhale, right hand down. Downward facing dog. Step back. Come to plank pose. Lift up the right leg, swing it out to the right, tap it down to the floor, cross it over the left ankle. Uncross it. Take the left leg out to the left, tap it down to the floor, cross it over the right ankle. Uncross it. Down face dog, lift to hips, back and up. Extend the left leg to the sky, internally rotating the leg. Step forward with the left foot. Left hand to the hip, twist to the left. Left arm to the sky. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bring the left hand down and push strongly into the very base of your pond with your legs. Lift your arms to the sky. Stretch up. Breathe in. Set into your foundation by pressing into the four corners of the left foot. Strong in the right leg. Exhale, twist to the left. Open the arms to the left. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, twist left. Inhale, untwist. Exhale, twist left and hold. Left hand to the back leg. Right arm to the sky. Lean yourself back. Bend a little bit deeper in the front knee. Curl back. Breathe in. Exhale and bring the right hand down. The left arm up. Twisting again to the left. Breathe in. Exhale, left hand down. Plank pose. Step the left foot back. Lift up the right leg, swing it out to the right, tap it down, cross it over the left ankle. Stay here or also bend the elbows, re-straighten, uncross. Left leg out to the left, tap down, cross over the right ankle, stay here. You can also always bring the knees down to rest or also bend, straighten, uncross, dog pose. Lift up and press back. Walk your hands back to Uttanasana. Hands supported so your back is not hanging. Inhale, lengthen the spine, look forward. Exhale and fold in. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms to sky. Exhale, hands to your heart. And we just pause for a moment. Bring attention to breath, to any sensations in your body, to what's going on in your mind. And just be present there, noticing. This is an all levels practice. So part of practicing being undeceived is really acknowledging what is right for our particular body today. So if we're doing something that feels like it's just too hard, back it off. If it feels like you want more of a challenge, ramp it up. But do it from that place of truth. Inhale, arms to the sky. Clasp your left wrist, side bend to the right. Tap the left toes out to the left. Stay here or lift the foot up off the floor. Cross the left foot in front of the right. Release your hand clasp, bend forward, hands to shins, floor or blocks. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in. Lengthen the spine again. Walk the hands a little bit forward. Lift up your heels so you're on your toes. And then bend the knees wide to the sides. And straighten them, put the heels back down. Lift the heels up. Bend the knees wide. Straighten them. Heels back down. So if you're doing this with blocks, you have the block out in front. Knees up, heels up, bend wide, straighten the legs, heels down. Good. Uncross the feet. Inhale, rise all the way back up. Stretch up, catch the right wrist, side bend to the left. Step the right toes out to the right. Keep the toes on the floor or lift up the foot. Breathe. Cross right foot in front of left. Unbend. Reach up the arms, let go of the clasp. Fold forward. Hands supported in any way that you want. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, lengthen, walk the hands a little bit further forward on the block or on the floor. Lift up the heels, bend the knees wide to the sides, straighten the legs, heels down. Heels up, knees wide, straighten the legs, heels down. Heels up, bend the knees, straighten the legs, heels down, uncross. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, reach the hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Roll your shoulders back, stretch your arms up off your back. Toning your belly, make a little baby back bend here, lifting your heart to the sky, drawing your knuckles away from your buttocks and down towards the floor. Deep breath in. Keep the hands, come out of the back bend, bend the knees, Utkatasana. Sit a little bit deeper. Chest lifting, collarbone spreading. Take a deep breath in. Release the arms to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in. Walk the hands forward, downward facing dog. Lift up the right leg, internal rotation. High lunge, step forward. Arms to the sky. Stretch up. Reach up. Breathe in. Spin down the back heel, warrior two pose. Sit deep into the front thigh. And then push from your pelvis down into your back leg. Breathe in. Exhale, Parshva Konasana, either forearm on the thigh or fingertips on the floor, other arm over the ear. Anchor yourself. And then bring attention to everything that you're experiencing in this moment. To your breath. Deep breath in. A slow breath out. One more breath. Good. Bring yourself back up to warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Release the hands behind the back. So as I think about deception and being undeceived, it's humbling to admit that one has been deceived. But it also brings us the opportunity through that sense of humility to connect more deeply with other people and with ourselves. To say, okay, this is the truth. This is what happened. I'm not going to hide it. I'm not going to pretend. I'm not going to put up a barrier around it. I'm going to let myself be open. So humble warrior. Bend the front knee. Bow forward to the inside edge of the front leg. And then 3 deep breaths. Breathing in, breathing out, in and out. One more breath in. And as you exhale, release your hands back to the floor, step back to dog pose. Inhale, lift up the left leg, pelvis level. Step forward, anchoring yourself in truth. Lift the arms to the sky. Steadying here, push from your pelvis down into the earth. Virabhadrasana 2, second warrior. Spin to the sides. Deep bend in your left knee. And then breath and attention. It's like he makes it sound so simple. So it's just attention, breath, silence, truth. Maybe it is so simple, but it certainly requires focus and commitment and practice. Parshvakonasana, either forearm to the thigh or fingertips to the floor, arm over the ear. Attention, breath, silence. One more breath. Inhale, come all the way up, warrior 2. Good. And then straighten the front leg and lace the hands behind the back. If it's available to, take the opposite finger lace. Roll the shoulders back. Rebend the front knee. And then with humility, bow forward. And breathe. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. Again, breathe. Last time, breathe in. Exhale, release the hands, downward facing dog pose. Plank pose. Exhale, lower to the floor. Flip onto the shoelace side of the feet. And then lift the head, shoulders, and chest. Curl the ears back. Keep the pelvis rooted to the earth. And draw your heart forward, allowing yourself to be open, to see truth, where there's truth to be seen. Exhale, down face dog. Walk your feet back to your hands back to your feet. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands into your heart. Okay. All right. We're going to continue working on Bakasana, which we did last week. Bless you. So here's my invitation to you, is to take a block, flat, to tiptoe up onto the block, to then bend the knees wide, plant the hands. And we talked a little bit about the midline in the beginning of the practice. Midline, knees into arms, lean forward. You can lift up one foot, then the other foot, both feet, either way. If your knees are not happy to do such a deep flexion, you can practice here. Knees squeezing in, arms pushing out. And here's your pose. If you want to put a blanket in front for your face, should you lose control and make a deep dive into the pond that you're not ready for, put a blanket in front of your face. Okay, so coming to tiptoes. And of course, you don't need to use a block, but a block gives a nice little head start. Bend the knees, plant the hands. Open the knees wide, squeeze into your outer upper arms. And then look forward. Claw the floor so all the weight's not in your wrists. Look forward and lift up. One foot, maybe the other foot. Switch feet if only one foot's going up. Keep leaning forward, leaning forward. Good. Excellent. Exhale and release. Feet back to the block. Step off the block. Put the block off to the side. Walk your hands forward, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to plank pose. Knees up or down. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower to the earth. Come again into a back bend. Breathe in. Exhale, back up to downward facing dog pose. In your dog pose, step your feet a little bit wider. And here's where we're going. We're going to pivot on the toes, both heels to the right, both heels to the left. Here's something else you can do. You can pivot the heels, lift up an arm. Pivot the heels, lift up the other arm. So go back and forth, heels to the right, left arm up, left hand down, heels to the left, and right arm up. One more time to each side. Coming back to center, bring the knees down to the floor and sit back in child's pose and just take a few breaths. Bring yourself back up to sit. Swing the legs out in front of you. Move the blankets and the blocks off your mat. With your hands, internally rotate the inner thigh. Pull the sit bone out wide to the side. Yeah. And then sit up tall like there's someone behind you, lifting you up, supporting your back. The truth supporting us always. Extend the arms out to the sides. Keep the back muscles strong. Twist your upper body to your right. Keep your feet and your hips stable. Inhale, untwist. Twist your upper body to your left. So we're going to make this more of a core work. So as you go again to the right, see if you can use your core muscles to twist further to the right. Inhale to center. Go to the left and use your core muscles to twist more to the left. Inhale back to center. One more time to the right and more. Center. Left. More. Center. Arms down. So we're going to do that a couple more times, and this is where we're going to go. So you can stay doing just what we did, or you can twist, put the hand on the floor, lift the hips up. Twist, hand on the floor, pivot the feet, lift the hips up. Or you just stay here without lifting up, and you can just go from side to side. So separate the feet a little bit wider apart. Lift up strong through your spine. Open the arms, breathe in. Exhale, twist to your right. Right hand down, toes to the right, hips up. Hips down. Untwist, face forward, breathe in. Exhale, twist left. Left hand down, toes to the left, hips up. Hips down, untwist. One more time each side. Twist right, hand down, toes to the right, hips up, hips down, untwist, twist left, left hand down, hips up. and back down. Face forward, hands to the shins, breathe in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Honoring however far forward you go without forcing. Just being in the truth of your hamstrings this morning. The next inhale, bring yourself upright. Extend the arms straight out in front of you. Pull your core muscles in. Lean halfway back. Bring yourself back up. So your heels are going to slide forward and back. And you just go as far back as you want to go. So you can go way, way, way back and way, way, way forward. Keep your heels on the floor. Or you can go back just a little. And if you want to make this a little bit more challenging, you can cross your arms. So not having the weight of the arms out in front makes this a little harder. So you decide, find the truth for you. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. It doesn't matter what you used to do or what you want to do. Being undeceived is acknowledging the truth of what is here right now. 2 more. Last one. Rest the hands down. Again, lift up through your spine. Lean forward, stretching out over your feet. Take a few deep breaths. Breathing and bring yourself back upright. Reach the arms forward, lace the fingers, point the index fingers forward. We're going to, again, recline back. And then we're going to go side to side and down. To the right and to the left. And to the right and to the left. And you just decide how far back you go. You can stay very much upright. You can go very much down. Two more each side. Feeling your core muscles coming on board, becoming attentive. Inhale, come back to center, sit all the way up. Good. Bend up your knees, drop your knees left, and drop your knees right. All right. Make your way back around to downward facing dog. Actually, before we come to dog pose, let's just stretch out the hips a little bit. So keeping your feet on the floor, spine long, cross your right ankle over your left knee. Yeah. And you can adjust and modify this by sliding your left leg away from you. So farther out makes it a little bit more palatable. Closer in makes it a little bit more intense. We never want to force our joints, never want to force the hip joint. So find a truthful way of being in the stretch. Deep breath in. Just letting ourselves be present with what is. And exhale, release the foot, go to the other side. This side will be different. Keep the foot flexed, keep the spine lifting. And breathe where you are, with what you are, as you are. One more breath. And uncross. And drop the knees left and right. Downward facing dog. Plank pose. Right leg out to the right, tap down. Right ankle across left, keep it there. Walk your hands back to your feet. We're going to be doing Bakasana crow pose with the ankles crossed. Lift up the heels, bend the knees wide. Plant the hands. Snuggle the arms into the upper knees. Squeeze the knees into the arms. Lift up, look forward, and lift up the feet. If the feet are not lifting, keep the toes on the floor. And then uncross. Stand up and watch for a second. So the thing about this version is that it gives you more power into the midline. And it gets your feet kind of organized so you don't have to worry about where they are. They're locked in together. So in some ways it's easier. But you may find that just as with the regular Bakasana, starting on a block gives you a little bit of a head start. So as you walk back, you can put a block down, step the toes onto the block, bend the knees, squeeze in, squeeze the feet in, claw the floor, and then squeeze up the heels. So we'll save that for the second side. Sweep the arms to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Walk the hands back out, downward facing dog. Plank pose. Left leg to the left, tap it down. Cross it over the right ankle. Walk the hands back. So take a block with you if you're going to want to block. If you're using the block, put it down in front of your feet and step your feet up onto the block. Lift up the heels, bend the knees wide. Plant the hands, walk the arms back to snuggle inside the inner knees. Pull the belly muscles in and up, look forward, lean forward. Squeeze the feet, lift them up. Feet down, uncross, straighten the legs. Inhale, rise all the way up. Arms to the sky. Exhale, hands into your heart. Attention. Breath. Silence. So whatever ripples trying to do that pose brought into your pond, just settle them now. Settle into your breath, into your rhythm, into yourself. Pressing down into your feet, sweep your arms up to the sky. Clasp your right wrist, lean to your left side, bend. Inhale, bring yourself back up, switch the clasp, lift up, side bend to the left. Good. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, hands into the heart. Well done. Lace the hands behind the back. Feet parallel and strong. Roll your shoulders back, lift the hands up off your back. Bend the knees, shift the hips back. Now keep your knees and your hips facing forward, your head lifted, your heart lifted. Twist your upper body only to your right. Inhale, twist back to center. Twist your upper body only to your left. Inhale back to center. Straighten the legs, release the arms. Sometimes we are, as I mentioned, deceived by ourselves. And it can help to take a look. So as I look around the room and I look into my own pose, when I twist to the right, look at my knees. You see how the left knee comes forward, the left hip comes forward? But I'm happily twisting, but I'm a little bit deceived because my work is to keep the pelvis and the knees level. So we're gonna go one more time to each side, and we're actually gonna look at our knees and our hips and see what's going on so we know what the truth is. Lace the hands behind the back, lift the heart, lift the arms, bend the knees. Okay, look down at your knees. Twist your upper body to your right, keeping your knees as they are. Then lift your head into the classic form of the pose. Untwist. Again, look down at the knees. Twist left. Check your knees, check your hips. Then lift the head and breathe. Untwist. Good. Straighten the legs. Release the arms. Yeah. We're very good at deceiving ourselves. Or maybe it's not even a deception. Maybe it's just not paying attention as deeply as we can. And that's really what the practice of yoga is. It's an invitation to pay deeper attention. It's not that anybody did anything wrong or is bad at yoga. It's just an invitation for deeper awareness. Sweep the arms to the sky, breathe in. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, step or hop forward to down face dog. Hands forward, feet back, wherever you need to be. Breathe in, come forward to plank pose. Exhale, bend the elbows, lower yourself to the earth. Back bend, head, shoulders, chest up. Back to knees, hands and knees. Step the hands in. Bring the right hand to the right hip. So we're going to twist to the right, keeping the pelvis stable. So although you can't really use your eyes so well for this to check that your hips aren't moving, use your awareness that you just cultivated. Twist the right shoulder back. And then bring the right elbow back out to the side, shoulder down. Right shoulder back. And back down. Again, right shoulder to the right. And back down. Switch the hands. Twist left. Pelvis stable. Untwist. Twist left. Untwist. One more time, twist left. Untwist. Bring the hand down. Swing the legs back out in front, lie down on your back, feet facing towards me, knees bent. Bridge pose. Press strongly down into your feet, bend up your forearms, and lift your hips, your belly, and your chest. Rock your shoulders underneath you, lifting up a little higher. Breathe into the front of your body. Exhale, lower down. Cross right ankle over left knee. We're going to lift back to bridge pose, keeping the pelvis level. Press down into the left foot, into the elbows, the back of the head, lift up the hips. Your left hip will probably want to stay level, and your right hip will probably want to drop. So in that same way that we worked in Utkatasana, keep the pelvis level. Just lower the right knee, not the right hip. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the hips down. Stretch the right leg to the sky. Push down again into the left foot. Lift up both hips. Inhale, lower back down. Hips down, leg up. Again, lift hips up. Hips down. Hips up again, recross your right ankle over your left knee. Pressing the right knee down, lifting the right hip up. One more breath. Exhale, both hips all the way down. Uncross. Switch the cross, left ankle over. Flex the foot so the knee and the foot are in the same line. Push down into the right foot. Lift up the hips. Level the pelvis. Lower the left knee. Breathe. Breathe again. Lift the hips any amount higher. Exhale, lower the hips down. Stretch the left leg to the sky. You can also keep it bent if that's better for your leg. Push down into the right foot. Lift both hips, belly, chest. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift and hold. Recross the left ankle. Lower the left knee. Keep up the left hip. One more breath. Exhale, everything down. Uncross. Drop the knees left and right. Coming back to your back. Pull the right knee in. Hold the back of the right leg with the hands. And either with the knee bent or the leg straight, circle the foot at the ankle joint. Circle the other way. Point and flex the foot. Bend the knee, release the foot back to the floor, pause, take a breath, feel. Draw the left knee in, hold the back of the thigh, knee bent or leg straight, and circle. Circle the other way. Point and flex. Bend the knee, exhale, and release the left foot to the floor. Take a deep breath in. Slow breath out. Happy baby pose. Draw the knees in, catch the pinky edges of the feet or the back of the thighs. And maybe gently rock from side to side. Continuing to hold your right foot or the back of the right thigh. Stretch the left leg out long on the floor. Stretch the left arm overhead. Stretch the whole left side of the body. Pull the left leg back in, happy baby pose. Stretch the right leg out long and the right arm out long. Breathe in and breathe out. Happy baby pose. Again, left leg out, left arm long. With your right hand, pull gently down on your foot and meet that downward movement with an upward push of your foot into your hand. Happy baby. Bring in the left leg, stretch out the right. Pull down with the left hand, push up with the left foot. Stretch through the right side. Right knee in, happy baby. A gentle rock left to right. Pull your knees into your chest, hugging yourself. Roll over to your side, bring yourself up to sit. So we're going to kind of wind down our practice with a few minutes of seated meditation, moving then into Shavasana. So if you want to put on any extra layers, make yourself comfortable and ready for Shavasana. Organize your space so you've got plenty of room. If you'd like to sit up on a blanket, sit up on a blanket. If you'd like to put a block under your knees, if you have any discomfort in your knees, you can also always sit with the legs extended. There's really no right or wrong way to sit. So with the spine long, draw the shoulders back, bring your hands to your thighs or your lap. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness back to your breathing. Feel your body as it feels after your practice. The word deceive in Latin means to become entrapped. To be undeceived is to become released from the prison of our false understanding of whatever has been trapping us. To be undeceived not only tells us that we have understood something, but that we have been willing and humble enough to admit that previously we were held, were imprisoned by, were shaped by, and even held others hostage to the opposite. As you watch your breath move from the ripples on the surface of your pond, deeper and deeper down into the truth of yourself. Watch your breath. And descend deeply into yourself. Breathe in deep. Breathe out slowly. And in your own time, make your way down onto the floor for Shavasana. Relax your feet to the sides. Rest your palms face up a little bit away from your body. And closing your eyes, imagine yourself floating in a pond. It's still and it's quiet. You're supported and held, comfortable. And we'll rest there for the next few minutes. Bring your awareness to your breath. Without changing anything, just notice the movement of your breath, the inflow and the outflow. Begin to gently deepen your breath. And then bring attention to your body. Feel your body on the floor. Observe if there is any more quietude, any more stillness from when you began your practice to now. Then gently begin to move your fingers and your toes to wake up your body and stretch it. Bend your knees and curl over to your right side. And pressing your hands down into the earth, bring yourself back up to sitting. Join your palms together in front of your heart and honor the truth that you have come to in the course of your life. The ways you have freed yourself from the prison, the confine of deception, to becoming undeceived and free, to knowing the truth. We'll chant one Om together to close. Take a deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you all for your practice.
Thank you, Chaya.
You're welcome. Goodbye, Zoom friends. Be well.
Bye, Chaya. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Bye.